Now I can switch it on and it doesn't ask me for a password. Back in 1966, there is no idea about security. If you had the key to turn it on, that's all you needed. There is no password. We need a device to talk to this computer, so this is called a visual display unit. It's not a computer, it is just a screen and a keyboard that is talking to this machine. Now I have to talk to this machine using punch paper tape. This is your app. So when you click on an app on your phone in 1966, this is your app. So we have to get the machine to read this. Every single row that you see is one character that you might press on a keyboard. If there is a hole, it is 1. If there is not a hole, 0. The code that is used is called ASCII, the American Standard Code for Information Interchange, and that is almost identical to the code that is in your smartphones. So if you press the letter A in 1966, you would have the number in binary 65. Today, if you press A on your phones and look inside, it would be the number 65. It's still the same. So, how much information can I get on this tape? Well, if you had 1 gigabyte, today 1 gigabyte is not a lot. You've got lots of gigabytes in your phones. We download music or a film, it's lots of gigabytes. 1 gigabyte of tape. I wonder how far we would get if we had it here now and I started to unwind it. Well, if I unwound it, I could get all the way into the middle of Cambridge. I could go from Cambridge to London, and I've still got lots of tape left. I could go from London all the way down to the English Channel and cross the English Channel into France, and I've still got tape left. I could go all the way through France, going south to Spain. I could go all the way through Spain and get to North Africa, to a tiny little town called Casablanca, and the tape would run out. 1 gigabyte. So clearly in 1966, they're not doing what you're doing today, working with big data. They're working with little bits of data. And I think you might feel sympathy. This machine has only got memory of 8 kilobytes. So what can you do with that? Actually, you can do a lot. And remember, 1966, 3 years later in 1969, we will put a man on the moon and bring him back safely using this sort of technology. So, although your computer has got 1,000,000 times more power, what do we do with it? Take a picture, talk to our friends, play a game. So, it depends what you're trying to do. Let's see if we can make this work. I make no promises because it's old and it's cold. So we shine a little light and it gets through the holes and we can detect the 1 and the 0. This is you clicking on your app and the program has run and it begins. One of my colleagues has programmed this computer to play, we would call it noughts and crosses, or tic-tac-toe, where you put the X and the 0. It's a simple game. In 1966 it wouldn't have played a game like this, it was far too expensive. In UK money, this today would be £250,000. Very expensive. So we couldn't play games on it. We would have to use it. And in the United Kingdom in 1966, there was one computer like this in each town. No one had computers at home, and not many businesses had computers. This would have been used for scientific and military, educational perhaps, high-end use. Now, this is a nuisance. We've got to wind it all up. You're going to wind... No, I wouldn't do that. Well, we have a machine to do that. I'll just come through for a moment. Again, can you please think about the security? If one of you puts your foot on the tape and it tears, our program is gone. So we have to have backups, and paper will not last forever. Every couple of months we have to copy and make new tapes. So you might have on your computer lots of little folders, and you put information in the folders. I have my folders, and I put